All right, friends, we're back here at the sawmill, and this is my new equipment trailer made by Iron Bull. But more on this later. I need to go somewhere real fast. I'm having 2 crowns put on today. Sure am looking forward to that. But while that's going on, I'm gonna play some footage from yesterday. This is the oak log that I started in the last video, and this footage did not make the cut for the last video because of time. So you guys kind of check out what's going on with that log. I'm gonna go to the dentist. I gotta get my oil changed and also wash the truck. Probably take me about 4 hours, but we'll be back here about lunchtime. We'll talk about this trailer, then we'll go up here and finish that log. You guys hang in there. Got a lot going on today. All right, friends, here's my strategy on this log. Right there, we got the pith right in the middle. I'm going to come down 8 inches. That's going to put me right there. I got a Sharpie. I marked that, but you guys probably can't see it. But by doing that, it keeps me out of the juvenile core right here. If I come down any more closer to the pith, the juvenile wood of this tree, which has a lot of reaction in it, it will shrink in its length, would cause the edge of all these boards, as we're going to come down sawing through here, it would cause the edge of every one of these boards to have a crook in it. You can fix that with an edger, but if you can avoid it, you're better off. So we'll come down 8 inches, we'll make a cut right here, we'll set this off to the side, and then we'll work on this bottom cant that's left. I'll probably get rid of the pith altogether, is my goal, and throw it in the burn pile. But that's how you do that for the best results. And you'll get some decent grain wood out of this. It will be quarter sawn just a little, but the pith is not straight in this log. On the other side, it's a little bit lower. So you want to make sure you do check the pith on both ends, because if it's not centered, you may miss it right here, but you may be getting it on the other end. In this case, the other side is lower, so we're okay. So I hope that was about as clear as mud. And for you guys out there sawing, maybe it'll help you out. It took me a long time to learn stuff like this because there's no book out there, in my opinion, that's been wrote in the past, 20 some years, or 100 years rather, that has this information in it. So avoid this wood right here, guys, because if you come down here and your boards have the juvenile core right here on the edge, they're going to have a crook in them. Every one of them will have a crook in them, just the way it is, especially with oak.
The city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kinda miss this place I used to live back home. 'Cause up here
All right, guys, we're back here at the sawmill. I almost got everything done, almost. Story of my life, I always fall short on something. I got my 2 crowns put in. My mouth is about to kill me right now, but I'll get through this video, I think. I got the truck washed, but I did not make it to the oil change place because they were closing early today for some reason. Just my luck, it figures. So anyways, before we go up to the sawmill, let me show you guys my new trailer. This is made by Iron Bull. I think they're also called North Star. I think that's the company's name as well. I'm not sure on that though, but it does say Iron Bull, so we know it's at least an Iron Bull. And this is an equipment trailer. It's a 20-footer. It's got dual axles on it. Each axle is rated for 7,000 pounds. We got the heavy-duty ramps on the back. We got a dovetail and a nice pressure-treated floor. Looks really good. Got plenty of tie downs. A really nice trailer. And something I really liked about this trailer, they had a lot of them there. This is the main reason I picked it right here. Check this out. See if I can open this up without dropping the camera. Check that out. We go over here where the sun's not glaring. But check out the size of that toolbox, guys. I could actually get in there and close the lid. That is a huge toolbox for a trailer. That's a really nice feature. Has a pretty good size, I guess you would call this the I-beam on the front. I'm not familiar with that terminology, so look over me. It's also got a really nice heavy-duty jack stand. It's spring-loaded at the bottom. This thing was really easy to take off the truck this afternoon, or this morning rather. Really nice feature right there. And something else I really like on this trailer is somewhere to mount your spare tire. Check that out. My old equipment trailer did not have that. So it goes right there on the side. It's out of the way of everything. And it also frees up room in your toolbox. I could put a spare tire in there, but now I got plenty of room for chains and just tools, anything I want to put in there, and it does have a lock on it. Really nice. And another feature here, one of my Patreon members were asking me about this because they kind of knew this was going to happen before the video got made. And it does have an adjustable hitch right there. You can lower that up or, you know, lower it up. Lower it down, that sounds a whole lot better. You can lower it down and raise it up. Really good feature right there. All right, friends, we'll try to finish up this oak log today. I'm headed out of town for the next 2 days, I think, maybe, no, 2 days. So I need to finish this one up because I hate when I go out of town and I come right back and I got a log up here waiting on me. So we'll finish this one up. We got this cant right here to work on, and we'll do 5/4. Then we'll do the other half right there on the loading arms, and this one will be finished, so when we come back, we'll have a fresh mill to work off of. Although I probably won't get these stacked. I probably won't get that done because it's getting late and I got to pack tonight. So anyways, a few things here. Number one, on the trailer's capacity, I talked about the axles being 7,000 pounds per axle. So it gives you a payload of 14,000 pounds, but you have to deduct, I can't talk, guys, these teeth right here, they're killing me. I'm talking worse than usual, if that's even hard to imagine there. So 14,000 pounds, but you have to take away the weight of the trailer. So when you take away the weight of the trailer, that trailer will haul 10,700 pounds, so almost 11,000 pounds. So that's pretty good. That's over 5 tons. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's a good sized trailer. I used to have an equipment trailer in the past. You guys saw it on this channel, but it had 3,500 pound axles. That right there is a whole different ball game. That's a lot stouter of a trailer. It's a really nice trailer. I got that over in Virginia, and as far as how much I paid for it, I usually don't talk about that on these videos a lot, but I'll tell you what, these teeth are killing me today. Sorry about this if I'm sitting there struggling to talk. Like I don't struggle all the time anyways. But I'll share it with you guys. What did I put on Patreon? I can't remember. So counting the spare tire, which was $200, I think it was right at $6,700 for that trailer. And that's brand new. And you also get a 3-year warranty with it. That's pretty good. So anyways, that's all about the trailer for now. And as far as why I got the trailer, that's a whole other topic, guys. And you all will see why I got that trailer here in a few weeks. And here's my little sales pitch for my Patreon page. If you're a member over there, you know why I got that trailer and what I'm going to be hauling on it. So if you don't want to wait, you can go join Patreon and find out now. See what I did there? That's my little marketing gimmick there. So anyways, Patreon's cheap, guys. $1 a month or $5, whatever you want to pay. And you find out on stuff like this before anybody else does. Those guys know what's going to be on that trailer here in a few weeks. But if you don't join Patreon, you will see it sooner than later, and I'm really excited about it. It's a really nice piece of equipment that will be hauled on that trailer. So what do you guys think it is? Leave me a guess down in the comments. I'll see if anybody gets it right. But I'm not going to give you any hints other than it has to be hauled on an equipment trailer like that, and I will say this, you drive it up the ramps. That's a given right there. So that's all you're going to hear right now about that. So anyways, guys, we got a Joe Maine Silver Tip Turbo 7. If you want those blades, call Joe. His cell phone number is down below. I should make a shirt that says, call Joe. His cell phone number is down below. I say that all the time in these videos, but people keep asking me. That's why I always do it. I get messages on Facebook and Instagram and everything asking, you know, why do you always talk about Joe's blades? Well, people keep asking me, and I just mention it in the videos. So this will go pretty fast. Hopefully that blade it's got a little bit of life in it. We'll get a little bit of cutting out of that. Won't be too bad. Change of plans on this log. Check this out. Right there's the pith, right there in this upper corner. And look where it's at. We're 2 inches down and we're 3 inches from this side. Now this surprised me. Let's look at the other end. And when you come down here on the other side, check that out. The pith is in the same location. I've already measured it. You guys can trust me. It's right there. 2 inches down, 3 inches from the rail. I didn't think this would happen, friends, because this log had an oval shape to it. But when we separated that side of it right there, or that half of it, it kind of evened out as far as the pith goes. It's now centered in this can. And that's good news. Let me show you what we're going to do. We're going to come over here. I'm going to use the chain turner to tilt this up at an angle and get rid of the pith. And then we'll tilt it the other way and get these growth rings at 90 degrees with the face of the board and quarter saw it. Should be some really nice boards. Might get a lot of medullary rays out of that. Somebody's been asking me, they've been saying you got rust on your wind chimes. This is the drag bat fingers. I call them wind chimes. My buddy Brian named them that a few years ago down in Texas. That is not rust, guys. These right here are greasable. There's grease fittings, and I do put a lot of grease in those. But the sawdust gets on the grease, and it looks like rust, but there's no rust, guys. That's just sawdust on the grease. No problem right there. Good shape. All right, friends, that turned out really good, actually. I'm really happy with these boards. These are about 8 inches wide. We got our medullary rays on there. And it's hard for you guys to see them through this camera lens, I bet. I tell you what, I don't usually do this, but I'm going to do it. Yep, I'm going to do it. Let's throw some water on this. That will really make those medullary rays stand out. Well, I messed that one up. Freaking bucket hit the wood, slipped out of my hand. We'll try again.